I've been thinking a lot about dogma and devotion and how these two minds can be both helpful and harmful depending on how we use them. So, dogma is a set of rules or beliefs set by an authority, and they're seen as inherently true, like there's no questioning. And devotion is our own experience of love or loyalty to a set of principles or a cause or a person, but it's an individual experience. So dogma looks at a kind of overall structural view of how things are, and then it is set into place, and this is how it is. So, what would be the benefits of dogma, you might ask? Some of the benefits, when we look at general development, if you think about when you're a little kid, you need very specific rules and standards, and they need to be quite black and white because kids can't really understand the gray. Sometimes when I've worked with parents with young children, I have to help them understand that their lectures are not actually being taken in because the development of the child is not in that place to receive that. So I'm not saying that anyone that's dogmatic is somehow delayed or something like that, because I have many friends who are very dogmatic and are quite brilliant. And in the same way, being a path of devotion doesn't necessarily mean you're somehow, higher being or something like that, because I have many friends who are, at least from appearances, are pretty ordinary, but they have a lot of devotion within their heart. So I think what we can look at is dogma can be very helpful in the beginning of a path, and it can really help us create a solid structure so that the kind of uncertainty that can arise within reality, which is very gray, which can be quite uncomfortable for many people. There is a sense of ground when we have a clear black and white. So it can be quite helpful, and you have to work with your own mind as to what you need to do. Now, with the path of devotion, it gets a little grayer because it's your own experience. And sometimes your own experience won't match the experience of what is laid out by the authority. Watching people, the mind that is dogmatic is a mind. It's not an organization, because have friends of all kinds of different philosophical views and religions and just general views, and some are not dogmatic and they very much subscribe to whatever that belief system is. But it's a mind that approaches things and makes it dogmatic. When I used to work in research, some of the researchers that I worked with have become very dogmatic to science, which is kind of interesting because science is very based on what the current evidence suggests, but they had this very kind of rigid, like, I believe in science only, and this is how it is, and it's like, but that's not how it is. It's just what the research is showing. Like, you're kind of missing the point. So I would say they're dogmatic. So many people become dogmatic about their political views, about their scientific views, about their lifestyle choices, their religions, all those different things. And so I think it's important to look at in your own mind, what do you need at this time? And the path of devotion, which is a path that I really enjoy and value so deeply, is finding your own homeostasis within your own world, within your own spiritual world. And when I say spiritual, I don't mean a religion specifically. I mean man's search for meaning. Many things can be spiritual that do not fit a foundational framework, in the same way that many things that fit a foundational framework I wouldn't say are actually spiritual. So it's important to contemplate and to figure out how to work with your mind. I'm not by any means saying either's better or worse. They just have different functions and different realities that can be helpful for our mind. And sometimes it's helpful to find something in between, where we have a structure, we also allow ourselves the flexibility to find where we actually fit in. When we look at our lives from a larger scale, we've had many past lives, and we bring in many imprints of different traditions and approaches and orientations. And so I personally find it quite helpful to be able to embrace these and find a way to incorporate those experiences in order to develop a deeper sense of experiencing life.